Once upon a night, when stars rained softly over a sleeping kingdom, a young princess named Rapunzel dreamed of a light that called her by name. Long ago, that light had saved her, but tonight, it whispered again, from deep beyond the forest. She couldn't sleep. Something stirred inside her. A pull, a warmth, as if the stars themselves were tugging at her heart. She stepped to her window and saw her golden hair faintly glowing, the light within her awakening once more. Before dawn, Rapunzel wrapped herself in a cloak and followed the call beyond the castle walls. The forest greeted her with whispers and mist. Every leaf shimmered as though waiting for her arrival. The lost child of the light, returning home. In her hands, she carried her parents' old lantern, its flame long gone, but its glass still remembering. As she walked, the wind hummed through the trees, a low melody that felt like a heartbeat. The forest opened into a clearing. At its heart stood a vast tree, carved with spirals of gold that pulsed faintly beneath the moonlight. Rapunzel stepped closer, warmth brushing her skin. For a moment, the tree seemed to breathe. She reached out. The instant her fingers touched the bark, light rushed through the golden veins like fire through glass. The ground trembled, petals lifted, and her lantern flickered, a single spark alive again. The air thickened with music, not from instruments, but from light itself. It called her name, Rapunzel. She turned, breathless, as the stars above bent closer to listen. The tree's glow surged, pulsing like veins of sunlight. The wind swirled, and something deep within her answered. The world held its breath. And then the light erupted. The entire forest came alive. Roots glowed, petals danced like fireflies, and Rapunzel stood in the heart of a storm of gold. Her fear melted away. She wasn't afraid anymore. A circle of light formed beneath her. The ground vanished and she rose, weightless, surrounded by swirling petals. The forest below faded as she was pulled into the heart of the light that had always been hers. When she opened her eyes, she stood on an island among golden clouds. Rivers of light flowed through the air and flowers bloomed without soil, a dream woven by the sun itself. A soft, ancient voice whispered, "Welcome home, child of light." Rapunzel turned, wide-eyed. "Who are you?" The air shimmered with visions, her parents, the golden flower, the lanterns they had released in her name. Tears glistened as she touched the memories, her past shining before her. The voice spoke again. "The tree's heart is the same light that once gave you life. You are its keeper. Its roots and your heart are one." Rapunzel trembled. "It was me, all along," but suddenly the golden realm dimmed. Shadows crept across the sky. Petals turned to ash. The great tree withered before her. "The light is dying," the voice weakened. Rapunzel fell to her knees. "You carry the last light," it whispered. "Let it shine." Her fear vanished. She placed a hand on her heart. "Then I won't let it die." She pressed her palms to the ground. Light burst from her fingers, racing outward in glowing veins. Her hair blazed gold, her eyes turned to fire. The lost light roared back to life. A wave of brilliance exploded across the skies. Darkness shattered, mountains glowed, every flower bloomed at once. Rapunzel stood at the center of a reborn world, radiant and free. When the storm faded, she stood calm as dawn. The magic hadn't changed her. It had revealed who she truly was. The golden air shimmered as the voice faded. "You have returned what was lost." Rapunzel smiled softly as the sky opened, a portal of light calling her home. She looked around one last time, lantern glowing, and stepped into the beam. Her body rose as strands of gold dissolving into light. The realm whispered goodbye. Rapunzel awoke on soft grass beneath the dawn. The tree still glowed faintly, its bark warm like a living heart. She smiled. It hadn't been a dream. Golden blossoms bloomed along its branches, petals drifting like blessings. The forest had remembered her. Beside her lay the old lantern. She lifted it gently, breathed upon its cracked glass, and a spark flickered to life. A soft flame glowed once more. The light had found its way back. She walked through the forest, lantern in hand. Wherever it shone, flowers opened and fireflies danced. Rapunzel had become the light she once sought. At the forest's edge, her kingdom shimmered under sunrise. Rivers gleamed, towers glittered, banners swayed. The world was whole again, her heart, her home, her light. Through the gates she ran. The king and queen embraced her, tears shining like jewels. No words, just love stronger than magic. Rapunzel was home, bells rang, lanterns filled the sky. The kingdom glowed brighter than ever, not from spells, but from hope reborn. Rapunzel stood on her balcony, gazing at the golden horizon. "It was never just magic," she whispered. "It was love, the light we share." That night, thousands of lanterns rose once more, painting the heavens with gold. Rapunzel released her own, the brightest of all, and watched it rise to join the stars. From that moment on, the world never forgot the light within her.